Alright folks, we are back for round 1 on the play. Unfortunately, we'll have to mulligan that one. This one is pretty good. Like it. Just don't like the white border on that one, but what can you do? I don't think we need more mana right here. Probably just gonna drop the compass. They'll get to cast something next turn, but it cannot be that threatening, I don't think so. Blue-red, they say. I don't think we've seen any, well, I guess actually the Kiki-Jiki, well, maybe there's Kiki-Jiki, but there should not be Splinter Twin, since it's banned in Modern. Maybe it's just an aggro deck. Alright, it looks like an aggro deck for sure. Gerhulk is nice, gives us a little bit of late game option. Do we just take 3? Well, taking 3 against what might just be a burn deck splashing for blue seems pretty risky, but I don't really want to pay life for the Dismember, and I want to leave mana open to counters, so maybe I should have just paid 2. I take 2 instead of 3 and I can leave 2 mana for Condescent. It's kinda close. I guess paying 2 would have been better. A morph of some sort. Let's just Condescend, I think. Look at what we have on top, and then think about our plays. What could that be? Irish Shaman, yeah, okay, makes sense. I think we just want to draw these and ramp into Gearhulk, basically. And maybe not that one. Yeah. That's a little bit lame, I guess. Probably should just have done that first. We kind of took 3 for no reason. This might backfire. I still put a land on bottom because I don't really want to flood, and now we are 1 mana away from Gearhulk, and like, if we draw a spell, we can cast most spell, except for Sphinx. We can cast everything or cycle Lake Claim. And now a land is a good draw, anything is a good draw pretty much. This I don't want to see. No, thank you. Tried to fix the thing, but it looks like my computer is still running very slowly. I mean, MTGO is not working that well right now. Let's put on bottom again. If we don't draw a land, we'll get to do something anyway. And I really don't want to flood. Like, we mulligan on the play, we just cannot afford to draw too many lands. It's just not going to be working for us if we do. Karizev. Actually, this is annoying enough where I'm gonna counter, just because if it was a creature the Gearhulk could just block, I would let it happen, but this is annoying. This is gonna deal damage, and I don't really wanna deal with that. Dahlia. Interesting. So things cost 1 more to cast, but then you can play without paying its mana cost. I haven't faced this interaction yet, but yeah, I think it just doesn't. I think it's just good for. I mean, it doesn't change anything for us with Gearhulk because it's gonna cost 1 more, but we can cast it without paying its mana costs. So I believe it just works. Is my guess. Nothing. Do we wanna... I think we can do that. Yeah, why not? And if they want to counter or do something, you know, no problem. Pestamite. Okay, so I guess there is some type of combo in the available in this cube. If there's Pestamite, there's at least Kiki-Jiki, but I guess there is, yeah, there should not be Splintertween. Interesting. Mind Control seems pretty bad, as it costs 6, and there's nothing really good to steal. Sphinx is kind of good, but we run... I guess if we pick Sphinx, we don't have any dead draw anymore. Like, a land is great, and... we are at 13. This is not really... I'm not sure. This is kind of a burn deck, but with... it looks like burn, but they had issues, so they have to play some non-red creature because they did not get enough flavor. I don't really know what's going on, to be honest. We could just pick Shriek Maw and blow up one of their creature. That's fairly safe. Sphinx is really the strongest option. Island, I think, is a little bit too conservative. We probably don't have to pick that. In theory, we could just play... if we can play Gearhulk, we can eat Thalia and dismember the Pessamite, so this kind of deals with the board. I think I'm just gonna get a bit greedy and go with the late game power. Alright, now what do we do? Gearhulk or Sphinx? They have 2 mana open. I mean, the card that's the more important to resolve is probably Sphinx. So I could imagine just... also, if we go Sphinx now and they go Kiki-Jiki, we lose. So I kind of like actually playing Gearhulk first. If it gets counter, we probably get to resolve Sphinx. If they use a Reinvol on it, so we don't hit Thalia, we probably get to keep the Sphinx around. So we can use it as kind of a way to deal with the board and kind of a bait. And then when they are out of things, we can just hopefully we can just slam the Sphinx and win. That's the game plan right now. You know, and if they go counter or Reinvol, again, this means that Sphinx should be even that much better. I mean, I don't really want them to have a counterspell here, obviously, but if they do, you know, it's not the end of the world. We go down to 9, and then if this resolve, we are in pretty good spot. Alright. So, I'm pretty sure I can cast that for freely, through the Thalia, is my guess. Oh, that's strange. No, you cannot do that. Weird. Okay, well, I did not know that. Now I do know it. Is it a question of layer? They cost 1 more to cast, sure, but I can cast it for free. I can cast it without paying its mana cost. I guess this is a rule that says something like the Thalia effect is actually something that you add after the mana cost, after you add it after any other reduction effect. Because given how it's worded, it should in theory work. I mean, not in theory, but to me, when I read the words that I'm reading right now, I feel like it should be working, and it's not. So, you know, it's a matter of rules, obviously. Sure, you can do that, no problem. They cost 1 more to cast, and then we can cast it without paying its mana cost. Kind of strange. In my mind, you know, this would really be, well, you know, it works, but it doesn't. So now we have 2 options. We could just tap out for a Sphinx, and then if they have Kiki-Jiki, we'll lose. Or we could play it safe and Snapcaster first, and just gonna go for the safe play. If we had just drawn, if we hadn't drawn, you know, a reinvol or something relevant or a counter, I could imagine just slamming the Sphinx, and you know, if they have it, they have it. But here, India has a 3 red mana and a Mesmerite onto the battlefield. I'd rather play it safe. That's kind of weird, this interaction. I mean, I'm sure someone in the comment is gonna say, well, it's obvious, it's because it works like that and like this, but without paying its mana cost. And then, yeah, I guess this effect applies after any reduction. I'm not sure how, I feel like I kinda know what type of rule makes it impossible. And I kind of was under the impression that it might not work, but yeah. It's a little bit tricky for newer player, I guess. And you know, I'm not even a new player. And I still did not see that coming. It's just, yeah, I think it's worded a little bit weirdly, I think. You know, if it costs 1 more, but then you can cast it without paying its mana cost, you know, you should just do it, right? Alright, that's fine. Now we want them to not have a Reinvol as their last card, but if they don't, we should be in great shape. If we get to draw at least 2, we should also be in good shape. If they had a counterspell, the Gearhulk would probably have encountered. They could still have a Reinvol. But there's, I guess, Path to Exile in Modern, but there's not that many things that are going to kill the Sphinx before their next main phase. So, and if they have nothing, they cannot even attack with the Regent, and this is going to look pretty grim for them. Okay, we'll get to draw 2. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's why I'm playing this card. Ooh, we can get another Sphinx next turn. I'll take 2 Sphinxes. With Rune Snag backup, interesting. I'm gonna block. I mean, I assume they have some type of burn spell, but I'm fine trading Sphinx for Regent and drawing 2 cards and a burn spell in their hand, you know. And I'm at 11, they are playing red, I cannot just take 4. What is that? Bonefire of the Dam for 3. That's interesting, I guess. I did not really see that coming. I think we probably just played for 2. I mean for 4. Leave Rune Snag available. And now we have 3 cards in hand, including Mind Control. We are at 8 though. That is completely fine. Doomblade. So if we steal that, we are tapped out. And I don't really want to die to some random Planeswalker. I feel pretty happy just copying the thing, and then we can Doomblade it. And we can leave Rune Snag. You know, just feel safer than just stealing the thing. Alright, what up, dude? Can we copy? I guess if it's someone who's mostly playing Constricted and not a lot of Limited, except for Cube, they might not be familiar with these new cards. Steam Vent, no problem. So weird. Until they resolve the ability, I mean, it's not really resolving the ability, but until they choose whether they would pay life or not, they still had 1 card in hand, which was weird. I mean, this was on the battlefield, but they still had 1 card in hand. Strange. And I was like, how did they get to 2 cards? They were just, you know, they had nothing. Alright, can we play at a decent pace, Dark Sheep? What are you thinking about? I mean, hopefully they are not gonna take a bunch of time thinking if they want to attack or not when the thing is gonna die anyway. Alright. Sensor. I highly doubt this is gonna be relevant, so I'm just gonna cycle it now. See if I get something relevant like Tamiyo, for example. And what do we tap? Probably just the Steam Vent, actually. Attack for 5. This is a pretty nice 4-turn clock. And we are looking good. We are looking good. The random burn spell could get us. I mean, not really. I guess they would need an uncounterable burn spell. I think there is the... if you are Hellbent, it's not counterable. There's a couple Fireball that you cannot counter, but other than that, I think there's not much they can draw to come back in this. We'll tap the other land now, just so they have less mana. And if they want to cast a Gearhulk, for example, which they could have, because, you know, this is a league, they have to cast it now, and we get to steal it, or, you know, to do something. Runestag looking pretty bad right now, but at least it means we are not gonna die to... Oh, they played a land last turn? I missed that. They have no cards in hand, actually. Oh, they played the Plains. Never mind. So I guess it doesn't really matter whether we tap that or the Steam Vent. Electrolyze, sure. I'd rather see them targeting Tamiyo than me. Well, they targeted me, which seems like the right play. And a concession. Okay. Okay. So, red, white, blue, aggro. Interesting. Kind of like Vendetta in this matchup. It's cheap, efficient, deals with their small annoying creature. Like, if you can Vendetta Rabble Master, you just take 2, you trade up on mana, and it's pretty efficient at dealing with small things. Even though you lose life, it's actually kind of good against aggro deck because their creature tend to have pretty low toughness. Tragic Sleep, I don't know. Did they show any 1 toughness creature? I don't think so. I was debating if I should actually main deck Vendetta over Despise, by the way. But this is after I finished it, I cut the draft video. But I almost choose to play Vendetta in the main over Despise, which might be right, by the way. What do we not like in this matchup? Vizier doesn't seem actually that great. Like, they don't have great creatures. Lake Claim is pretty costly. I think cutting a 7-drop makes sense here, maybe. We could also cut a land, actually. We are playing 17 lands plus 2 mana rocks. We are on the draw. Actually, cutting a land here seems right. Sometimes it's just fine to cut a land on draw. And given our mana curve and the fact that we have 2 mana rocks and an overall pretty cheap curve, I think it's perfectly fine to do that. Yep. I like the move. I like the move. Alright, is that good? Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, we'll need some late game, but we have very, very solid early game. That's not the card I wanted. Let me see. Let me see your hand, buddy. Damn, we missed. That's rough. Alright. I mean, it's not really a miss because Manatize is kind of dead once you know about it. It's gonna be a little bit annoying, but we can play around it, so... And they top deck that, really? Come on, you just... You gotta be kidding. Oh boy. And Bonfire in hand here is pretty bad for them. We'll just fetch our land. I'm just gonna Vendetta now because I don't want to get tithed. Damn. The freaking Manatize. The freaking Marauder off the top after we miss with the spies. Feels bad, man. Fortress. Okay, they have nothing relevant, which is good for us. We can just fetch now. That's it. Let's get the grave. Nope. No, thank you. I'll just stay at 17. And since they can counter Obstructionist, we'll just drop. I guess we could go Chalice into Star Compass, but I think I'm just gonna go Star Compass. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. Like, especially, oh sure, I'll pay 1. Okay, good. Especially if I go Star Compass and next turn land plus Chalice for 2, for 4, I guess. Then the Manatize is completely irrelevant, so. I guess we'll go Chalice for 4. And we can Obstructionist end of their turn, but I guess it's just gonna die to a Brimstone Volley, so I'm not sure how good it's gonna be. We're a little bit light on gas here. I'm pretty happy that I remove the land because we are mostly flooded. Alright. A Goblin Guide. Sure. Do we just trade? We might want to trade actually. And use Obstructionist as a removal, especially when they don't have another mana available yet. Especially after drawing that. It kind of feels bad to an extent, but like if we cycle that, we are looking for what? A removal? That's kind of dumb. We can just trade. And this card is actually pretty bad in the eyes of the removal they have in hand, so trading it now seems good, even though our creature is slightly better. Hopefully we can stop drawing mana though. Okay, Plains, Metamorph. Sure, well if they play something, we'll have the same thing, I guess. This is what, 6, 8, so there's only 8 land left in the 26 here. Oh, they top deck. Thalia. Sure, buddy. If we copy Thalia, they're just gonna kill it. Ooh, Super Wheel, that's kinda good. Yeah, let's try to find some gas. Some gasoline. Sphinx sounds like gasoline. Yeah, definitely. Do we just... No, I think we take 2 and next turn we'll just play 2 Sphinxes actually, right? Sounds good. Sounds good to me. 2 Sphinxes. And pass. Yeah, oh boy, that's rough. That's a good top deck, damn. I guess they add that in hand for quite a bit of time and they just drew the second red. I guess we are at 17. We are gonna take 7 and then they have 1 fire in hand, but that deals 3 at most. And we'll have 2 Sphinxes. Well, we are still in great shape actually, but that's a strong card. That's a card that can change board states and, you know, things can change when they play that. Alright, let's Sphinx. Let's Sphinx it up. At 10 with 2 Sphinxes we should be good though. We should be pretty good. And we are gonna draw 4 no matter what, so, you know, there is that. The card is not legendary. Alright. Let's go! Let's draw! Are you gonna meet my army of things? They can deal with 1, but we'll have a full grip, and I'm not sure they can deal with 2. Oh boy, those were pretty bad draws. Muldrifter and Doomblade was pretty good though. What you do now? What's your plan? What is your anti-Sphinx plan? I'm gonna block if they attack. I'm just gonna block, you know. They get to... Well, they need to have a land in hand if they want a Bonefire, actually. For 3 and pick up both Sphinxes. We cannot really afford to take damage, though. They could just burn us. Like, Brimstone Volley is 5 damage to the face. If we take 3 from Thalia, we are virtually at 2. Yeah, they can do that. They can Brimstone now on the Sphinx. But I think at this point, our bigger concern is actually to not being burned more than anything else. So, I'll trade a second Sphinx for Volley. I think it's just fine. Alright. Let's kick things off with some cards, some more cards. I guess if the Thalia die in combat, they can Bonefire for 3 post-combat, but... Okay. Okie dokie. That's pretty good. We have material now. We definitely have two things going on. And I guess we are gonna draw 2 more cards. Nice. Yeah, I assume they said that when I played Sphinx and copied it. It was pretty nice indeed. Alright. Geist. I don't want to see no Geist. I think we'll just Doomblade first, so then we can dissolve the Geist. And if they want a Bonefire for 2, there's no problem whatsoever with that. Oh, they cannot even do that actually. Pact, yeah, sure, we'll keep that. And now we'll probably just counter every single spell they might want to play for the rest of the game. For the remaining of the game, I should rather say. And it should be good. The good old blue control deck. With counters forever. Beating down with flyers and countering everything. This is what we do. And drawing cards, that's also important. Alright, what are you gonna do, Dark Sheep? Things are looking kinda green. Sublime Archangel. No. I mean, it's not like I care about it, I could just steal it, but, I'm just gonna say no because this is what the deck does. It says no. It's like, my deck is just no. I'm just a fun police. You will not get anything. Nothing is gonna be cast. Sure. That will be too much mana. Catacombs. Well, I guess we should maybe worry about... No, we don't have to worry about milling ourselves. We're... yeah, we are pretty much everything proof. Like, nothing can hurt us anymore anyway. We don't even need to draw. But drawing is sweet, so... Alright. GG's. Cool, well, the deck functioned well here. Hope you enjoyed that first round. Thank you for watching, and see you for round 2.